Welcome back. I'm Chef Alex Askew, President of BCA Global, and I'm welcoming you back to another edition of Mindful Eating for the beloved community, live here at St. Helena's Church in Parkchester. We are so happy and we are so proud that we are aligning together to make vibrant, productive, and healthy whole communities. Let's get down to this next recipe that is good for the whole family. When I say it's good for the whole family, it can feed the whole family. Here's the question, here's the conundrum. What do you do with vegetables that are on its way out the door? I mean, are there any alternatives? What else can you do to kind of stretch it to the farthest? And I gotta be honest with you, the go-to is lasagna. And I'm gonna teach you how to make the healthiest version of lasagna that can possibly be. But let's talk about these vegetables. I mean, here I bought some vegetables from the store and you can see that they're bruised, they're blemished. They're not rotting or soft or anything, but you can tell within the next couple of days they're not going to be around. So what do? Well, a simple thing to do is, again, a healthy, hearty lasagna. And let me tell you what makes it the healthy part. I want to point to having whole grain lasagna sheets. Whole grain lasagna sheets actually are the same price as the white sheets. What you want to remember is that whole grains are more healthier. And same price as the white one, nutritionally, twice as better for you. And they look the same, except they're whole wheat. And let me show you how simple this is. And again, going back to the vegetables, it can be any vegetables. I mean, if you have a food processor, you can chop them down more finer than this. But the trick, and I'm going to give you a culinary secret, you do not have to cook the lasagna sheets. Because what happens is that all the moisture from the vegetables and the sauce actually cook the lasagna sheets at the same time. You have to bake it 15 more minutes, but you'll see you won't be able to tell the difference. Now let's talk about this sauce. This is as simple as a recipe gets. We're using 1 part good marinara sauce, and again, I would find the best quality on sale. This big jar was $2.49. And there's approximately 4 quarts, but we're gonna just put like 3 cups or 3/4 of that in there. And then I wanna talk to you about how you make something creamy and low fat. And one of the best things, and this is a ancient Chinese secret, and that's not really Chinese, but it's an ancient secret, is using buttermilk. Buttermilk is actually what's left over after heavy cream is whipped to make butter. So there's really the lowest fat possible, but you still get the flavor of butter, and you still get the flavor and that creaminess and a little bit of tang that goes well with the acid. So we're just going to take 3/4 of this, and again, it's half and half. If you wanted a little bit more on the creamy side, you can add more. If you don't, you add less. That's what you would call in the culinary world a pink sauce, which has milk, or it has cream, and it has tomato. So that's, now you know the secret of what a pink sauce is. And all you have to do is really give this a good stir, and just a couple of minutes, and you'll see that it all comes together, and it's that pink sauce that I'm talking about. We also did some seasoned turkey, and we cooked it with a little bit of onion, ground turkey, and we added a little bit of seasoning to it, and that's going to be our meat. As you know, ground turkey is far better than ground beef. So if you're going to go meat, go lean turkey. And again, our vegetables are going to be cooked right in there, and then we have some low-fat mozzarella. So let me show you how simple this is to assemble. Again, let's use our friend the spray, because that helps things from sticking, and you want to make sure you get the edges and the bottom. That's going to help not only it bake well, but also it's also going to help when you have to cut it. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do that. So you have your lasagna sheets and you have your sauce, and it's just like building a puzzle. That's how easy it gets. You put a little sauce on the bottom, just like that. Yes, shake it around a little bit, make sure it covers the bottom. You know, that's going to be your sauce that also helps your lasagna lift out. And then it's, again, building this with the little vegetables on the bottom, a little turkey, just a little bit, because we're actually going to have layers in between that. So that's going to be on the bottom. And then you take your dry sheets and you just put them next together like you would do any lasagna, except this is easier because they're not cooked. So you don't have to worry, and they'll have more flavor because the actual liquid is coming from the vegetables again. Again, some more sauce, just like that. You don't have to worry about it being soggy because those lasagna sheets will take care of soaking up all that goodness and liquid. You don't want to forget your low-fat cheese, and this is really a good place to do it. Low-fat mozzarella is a go-to. If you use regular mozzarella, that's fine. But again, the low-fat mozzarella is something that you really won't even notice and miss the fat. Now you can go heavier on your vegetables, just like this. Make sure that they're even, so you get even slices. And again, with the turkey, that again is already seasoned, and that seasoned goodness, that is, will go right in, and another layer. And look, we're almost there. This is something actually the whole family can participate. And if you're doing a family outing or having a large family gathering, you'll see how much we get out of one pan. And again, the pasta was $2.70 for one box. The buttermilk was $2.50. The ground turkey was probably the most expensive thing, but I think that was $5.49. And again, if you have leftover turkey, you can always use it for turkey burgers. I mean, turkey is a very versatile meat, and who doesn't like turkey burgers, right? So again, another layer of these vegetables, and again, be generous because these vegetables will cook down. They'll be half the size, if not even more, after it cooks down. And again, that's because most of these vegetables have a lot of liquid. So you're actually cooking the lasagna in a natural vegetable stock. Is that crazy? So here we go, the last layer here. And I like my lasagnas on the high side, so you get that cake, you know, that lasagna cake situation going. And this time we'll sauce it, and look at that. We actually have, did that not work out or what? And then another generous portion of cheese. Now, let's talk about the cooking process. Remember, we have to bake this about 20 minutes longer. And what you want to do is you want to cover it with aluminum foil. And again, don't be afraid to spray the aluminum foil so nothing sticks, right? That's the whole idea. That will take the fun out of the lasagna. And you cover it. And what you want to do is really cover it tight so you can get that steaming action that's actually cooking the lasagna. And don't be afraid to double foil it so you get that really good edge on it. And again, that steam does not escape. So you want to cook this at a 325 degree oven for at least 1 hour. You don't have to worry about it burning, but you might want to check into it 40 minutes into the cooking process just to see how it's doing. So let's get this in the oven. I forgot to mention, you want to save a little bit of tomato sauce just so you have a little extra sauce on the side. It's not necessary, but I'm a sauce type of a guy. So now let's plate our lasagna, and I think you'll be impressed. We have a lasagna that's already been finishing in the oven, and there's 2 ways that you can do it, and I'll show you the 2 ways. One is you just cut it and leave it in the pan. And the other is you cut it out and put it on a pan. And the beauty about this extra sauce that we have here on the side is you have this cheese that's caramelized and it's crunchy and it's got a lot of flavor in it, because even though cheese doesn't have a lot of sugar in it, it does have a little bit of sugar that helps get that crust. And some people like it. Some people actually like to just peel the crust and eat that separately. And this sauce here, and doesn't that look good? I mean, who would think that's healthy for you, right? I'm going to use these. You know what? I'm going to use one from this side and one from this side that has that extra crust on the cheese. And then, just wipe our plate here. We want to add a little bit of this hot marinara on top. Just like that. And that will actually be good for the whole piece, and you'll get some crunch, you'll still get some sauce in there. And you know me, I like things to look pretty. So we're just going to add a little bit of parsley on top here. And there you go. You have a whole wheat lasagna with leftover vegetables. You don't have to tell anyone it's leftover vegetables. You can just say it's a veggie ground turkey lasagna, and you will know that you're doing justice to them by feeding them a nutritious. And look how hearty all these slices. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of one pan. So there you go. One pan of 2, then you have enough for 24 people. This is family style entirely, and this is something that the whole family will enjoy. And I don't even think you need anything else. So thank you for tuning in for this episode of Mindful Eating for the Beloved Community. And here we go, whole wheat lasagna with vegetables and ground turkey. I'm sure this is going to be awesome, and I'm going to try a little bit just so I know what I'm talking about. And do I have anybody from the studio audience that might want to try with me? Do I see Michelle back there? Oh wow, that looks good.
Oh my God, it smells so good too.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Oops. That's a real deal Holyfield right there. How can something taste so good and be good for you? Stay tuned for another episode of Mindful Eating for the Beloved Community. I gotta get to this lasagna right now because it's making me hungry. See you next time. Take care for now. Bye-bye.